Welcome to Shark Week on Bloodbath and Beyond. We're going to the hills of Beverly for 90210 Shark Attack. Directed by David Ducato, this is the story of a high school class that's going on a field trip. Well, they're there because it's their, your standard high school class about aquabiology.
Oceanic anthropology seems really cool. I'll just go.
But there's something fishy about one of these teens. That's your new channel, fishyteens.net.
I think we're not gonna do this how we usually do things. So we're just gonna talk about the whole movie from front to back.
So take a walk with us. Take a long walk with us.
So this movie kicks off showing us Beverly Hills. We're seeing lots of signs, we're seeing the hills.
The opening credits didn't have any credits, right? It was clearly opening credits stock footage.
Yeah, with not enough credits to show over top of them. So a couple arrives.
Put your pants on, Grandpa, the fun's arrived.
This place is small.
They drop their bags, they run upstairs, and they have sex, I guess.
I think I actually almost finished.
Everybody else shows up, and we have basically like 6 students. They're nearly paired off, and 1 teacher. The teacher is played by Donna Wilkes from Jaws 2, and that's like the most notable person in the movie other than Fabio from Survivor Nicaragua. So to really summarize the first half of this movie within a few minutes, a guy goes swimming, and a girl looks at him over and over and over again for at least 10 minutes. This happens later again when somebody's having a shower.
Okay, so first of all, this movie's clearly a porno, right?
So sorry. I didn't know anyone was in here.
Join in if you want.
The music, the setting.
But no sex. And then randomly it would cut to B-roll shark footage from aquariums, just in the wild, and then it would cut to this weird outlined red and orange shark, and then sometimes a CG shark for some reason.
Like what you see? I do.
All stock footage was repeated over and over and over again, to the point where if you were to trim out all B-roll from this movie, 10-minute movie.
You'd at least cut it in half.
So nothing happens in the first 38 minutes. What's weird about it is that because it's a massive house, people would walk from one end of the hallway all the way down to the other end, and it would take a good 45 seconds.
Gotta find Bryce and Marcy. I hope they're not doing something that's gonna get me fired.
Or if somebody was like in the house and they wanted to go to the pool, they would constantly go down this deck, walk across the grass, and go to the pool.
You're gonna spend the rest of the weekend in your rooms. And you're gonna get a big fat F for the class.
But it would show every second of it.
And they had a shot of it for like every character in the movie. And it was not like shortened.
Stupid, Alyssa. Stupid!
The teacher and Tyler are working together to get info on Alyssa, one of the girls who has a shark tooth around her neck, which they make sure you see. It probably has 5-minute total screen time. Her dad was in some trouble. He got this talisman for a great white shark. He may have been eaten. So she's all distraught about it. And I guess the teacher and one of the students want to make a book about it.
The only reason we're here is to pry that story out of Alyssa.
Yeah, they
That's why
have
they're
this
there.
theoretical, lucrative book deal.
You're halfway to a bestseller.
So he needs to pretend to like her in order to get information from her.
I'm gonna open up and say ah.
Sounds good.
But at the same time, the other guys in the house are also trying to get with her because she is a babe, I get it. But they're trying to prank her too. And so the first guy walks up to her, sits down in this chair, and he's like,
I like you, Alyssa. There, I said it. If I wasn't nice to you, it's because I don't know how to act around someone I really like. I love you, and I want you.
Love you, Bryce.
and then she turns into a shark and eats his head.
There's a lot of twists.
Are you looking forward to this weekend?
Yeah, it'll be good. I just hope I don't get seasick though.
And then we see another guy do the same thing in the same spot, and we have one of the girls do the exact same thing
From the same chair.
from the same chair. They just did the same thing over and over
The
again.
best though is that after the shark eats, it went to the same stock footage every single time.
Yeah, it would always go to just a sweeping shot of the hills. So it would show the exact same animation, but also the same stock footage to follow. And because there's only like 3 kills in the movie, 4 kills, you're gonna pick up the second time. You're gonna know when you see the same footage. And it just keeps showing the same B-roll over and over again. And they do kill one guy in a different room, but like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's the same animation.
One of my favorite parts of this movie was trying to figure out, like, what do you mean you're students? Like, what kind of school is this? It has to be high school, right?
Yeah, because a lot of the people were talking about, well, I need this credit so I can go to a better college.
Yeah, they're like, oh wait, no, I need this so I can move on to film school.
Can I do a film instead of a term paper? I want to go to film school, and they let me do it in some of my other classes.
I literally thought that this would have anything to do with 90210 other than just taking place in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, not even at the same house.
Not even with one singular person from that franchise. And there's no appeal to it. The poster is very deceiving. It shows a bunch of people like running away from a massive shark.
There's lots of stock footage of sharks and a CGI half woman, half shark. But there's no real gore. There's like one corpse that was reused.
Like the first guy, Bryce, who dies, they show his body, and then when Tyler dies at the end, they show the same body.
The exact same shot.
Is that Tyler in the pool? What did you do to him?
They were really trying to add length to the film, so much so that they repeated the credits.
Right, at the end it shows everybody's names and with them being their characters. And then they went to black screen doing the same thing just without showing the person. And if you're not aware of the director, he's got a wild track record.
I'm a talking cat, but I can only talk to a person once.
He always rents these massive like locations. I'm pretty sure this is one of the same houses we've reviewed. Maybe like that sorority slaughterhouse movie. I think this is the same house. But he's also known for the 1313 series, which is just a bunch of like topless dudes on the front cover. We haven't seen one of those yet, but I have seen trailers of them, and they all take place in basically the same house. It's just so strange because this movie had like nothing to offer. The music was okay. I did like the soundtrack.
The music was just like free stock music, though.
Yes, possibly.
For sure, and the footage was free stock footage.
Possibly. I don't know why they mixed the CG shark in with those other aquarium
I
sharks.
know, it's not like you needed another angle. There was some very questionable animations mixed in. They set up this cool scenario where like her dad was never found.
He had a history of exploiting native populations in order to sell their artifacts to wealthy art collectors.
That's not true.
It is. I read about it on the internet from reputable news sites.
If we would have went out in the water, we could have like ran into dad.
This seemed like I got 6 hours to make a film.
Right.
We're gonna shoot what we can. We rented this house.
Right,
We're
there's
gonna
no
do it right
script,
now.
no script.
We're not staying overnight. We're gonna put on some shitty filter halfway through the movie, so everybody looks red as fuck.
I have the, oh my god, yeah, the lighting.
All this pretend teacher stuff is paying off.
I found that trip to be unorthodox. And I don't think anybody learned anything about oceanic anthropology.
Or found out any information about that girl because they barely even talked to her. All they did was go up to her and say, I love you, and then that was it, and then they died.
Go on.
Now it's time for final thoughts and ratings. I'm not gonna elaborate on what we've already talked about. This movie was very bad. There were some reasonable shots and some of the acting was better than I've seen in other low-budget shark movies.
I appreciate that.
But there's probably 40 other bad shark movies to watch before you watch this one.
We earned our place.
We're just scraping the bottom of the barrel here. So I'm gonna give this 1 shark tooth out of 5.
There is not much else to say about this film. The storyline was super lacking, and there was way too much stock footage and way too much just like, I don't know, what do you even call that footage? Like filler footage? Too much nonsense. And and hunks.
It's okay to have hunks.
Yeah, I'm not mad that there was hunks. I'm mad that there was like, it was just such a boring focus.
Right.
I lose interest after the second minute of Ab Show. The movie wasn't good, but I think the people tried really hard, so I'll give it 1 pixelated Abraham Lincoln portrait out of 5.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, links are in the description. It's Shark Week. We have more shark movies reviews coming soon, so subscribe to the channel, stay up to date with everything here on Bloodbath and Beyond.